No freaking way. The PBC and Top Rank are gonna be joining forces because in a recent interview, Bob Arum stated that they are in talks and negotiations to make Mega Showdown fight happen between the PBC and Top Rank. And he also did state the reason why they were both joining forces, because they are pretty much forced to, and they're gonna have to go versus Riyadh season. And I believe this is a very great idea. I mean, look at WCW and WWF. It was competition. When there was competition, I believe boxing will get better. Just imagine what kind of roster they will have and what kind of matchups we'll be able to see. Tank Davis versus KEYSHAN Davis, because I want to see that fight. That's going to be a great fight. And if they do fight, I actually have Davis winning. Now, I want Teofimo Lopez versus KEYSHAN Davis as well, and Teofimo Lopez versus Gervonta Tank Davis as well. All of these fights are going to be classics. Now hear me out. If Golden Boy and Eddie Hearn Matchroom actually joins the party and they go with Top Rank and the PBC, what will happen to Riyadh season? Will it still be strong? Because as we all know, there's 4 major boxing entities. Is the PBC, Top Rank, Golden Boy, and Rematch Room. But Riyadh season has already worked with all of these 4 boxing entities. And Riyadh season has pretty much control of Rematch Room and Golden Boy. So it's pretty much Rematch Room and Golden Boy versus PBC and Top Rank. Now that is WCW versus WWF. And if they make this a permanent move, which I hope they do, that'll be a great idea for boxing. But if it is a permanent move, that will make boxing just have 2 huge boxing entities. That's it, not 4 anymore. And it will be awesome if they fought each other as well. It was just not exclusive to them. If this just join forces, they'll have better fights, but they should fight each other as well. Now, one huge boxing entity has an advantage, and that is Riyadh season, Mr. Turki Al Sheikh, because they just have so much money, but they do not depend on selling pay-per-views or seats. Now, if the PBC and the Top Rank, they start throwing their events, they have to be successful. They have to sell tickets and they have to sell pay-per-views. But I am pretty sure Top Rank and the PBC have a huge roster of talent that's gonna make these fights sell and gonna be worth the pay-per-view and the ticket seats. Now, I think this is a great idea, and I think it's gonna be very profitable. And I believe every pay-per-view they make is gonna sell a lot of pay-per-views. But they were really both forced to join each other, because if they did not do that, eventually Turki Al Sheikh was gonna outrun these guys out of boxing. Because I believe this was what Turki Al Sheikh's plans was. He was waiting for all of these fighters' contract to expire, and after they expire, he was gonna make them a offer that they could not refuse, and he has the money to do it. And there's not a lot of boxers out there that are great, so there's only a hand-chosen few that can actually do this at a high level, and that's the ones that he wants. So I believe in the long run, Turki Al Sheikh was gonna outbleed all of Top Rank's talent and the PBC's talent, making them not have any fighters. And if you don't have no fighters, you don't have no business, because without the fighters, there's no boxing business. And so when Turki Al Sheikh, yes, right now he is paying a lot of money to Canelo and Crawford, and yes, right, but that talent's gonna go away one day. So what I think he wants to do, he wants to get all the fighters to open up his new boxing academy, whatever it's called, TKO, because he said 20 grand for 10 rounders, right? And I forgot what else he said. I forgot what number, but it was pretty low in standards for boxing. So whoever has high value right now, yes, they're getting paid, but that talent's gonna go away, I believe, and eventually everybody's gonna be stuck with that pay that he's saying, because he's gonna be the only agency and any boxing entity actually. And my co-host, Mr. Northpaw, the Chicago Lip, has something to say about the matter.
Northpaw, the Chicago Lip, back at you with another one. Yes, I believe that Turkey will eventually bleed out the talent and fighters from the PBC and Top Rank as well. The PBC and Top Rank joining forces just prolong the process, but Turkey will eventually get all the fighter from them as well. As Turkey has the money to make any offer he wants to anyone, and ensure everyone has their price and worth in boxing, you get paid what you weigh. I am pretty sure they will fight valiantly, but they will be fighting a losing battle. They will do good at first, but eventually you can't stop Armageddon from happening, they just prolong the process. But eventually, every single boxer's contract expires, and that's when I believe that the lion strikes and will give the fighter a contract and deal he can't refuse, and he has the money to do it. Northpaw, the Chicago lip, has spoken. Now back to the boxing world.
You do have a point, Northpaw. Say I was a fighter and my contract expired and Riyadh season offered me 20 times more than I'm making right now, or you believe I'm jumping ship. Well, look how much money Canelo and Terence Crawford are making. Canelo is getting guaranteed $70 million and Terence Crawford is getting $50 million. Now, I know there's loyalty, but you should be more loyal to your family and get that paycheck. Screw that. But guess what, guys? I ain't the biggest, I'm the baddest. And if you want to hop on your boy, throw $1 at the super things. I got a roll. Peace.
I shook up the world! I shook up the world! I shook up the world!